We're not. We're good. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Somebody comment. God damn it!
It should be live.
The part where we just stare at the computer screen and we're confused.
No, it's live.
Oh, we are live.
Yeah, we are live.
We are live. Bam! What's doing, guys? Back with another episode of Fresh Vinyl Live after a long period of not having this happen. You're gonna have to bear with us. We got the mic over here, so we're gonna try to make it sound as good as possible. With me here is Leslie Chambers and his beautiful wife Sandra. They are from the great state of North Carolina and hanging out here for the weekend. And we decided, actually, Leslie and his wife motivated me to we're going to do this Fresh Vinyl Live. So here we are. Care to say hello?
Yes. What's going on, people? Yes, yes, yes. You know who I am. Leslie Chambers from Leslie Chambers College Reviews from Collect All Monsters. And this is my beautiful queen, Sandra. Say hello.
Hey, hey.
And long story short, like what Rich just said, Sandra and I were on vacation. And since G-Fest couldn't happen this year, we decided, you know what? We're going to go and take a road trip and see our best friend, the one and the only, Mr. Fresh Vinyl. And we had this idea in mind to do a discussion where we compare our respective X-Plus Gigantic Series 2019 Godzillas. Of course, Sandra has the standard. I have the Blue Rick Intimidation Display. And of course, Rich has the Burning Rick exclusive. So we decided, since that version of Godzilla is kind of hot right now, no pun intended, that we come up here and talk about our perspective from our respective Gigantics, you know. So everybody that's in the chat right now, let me go through in the chat, see who's in there. Godzilla Man 2000, of course, Fresh Vinyl Reviews. Hey man, how you doing?
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Penzilla Fan 04, Chriszilla 2014. David Dopko, what's up, David? What's going on, man?
Don't worry, that review on the KOC, it's coming. Just bear with me. I've been lazy. I'm lazy. What are you gonna do?
All right, Godzilla 4951, Adam Gonzalez, Tim Visser, Carolina Cowboy, love that name. Liam Foley, what's up, man? Brutazilla, what's up, Butch?
Damn.
What's going on? So yeah, we got like 17 people in the chat right now, and it's growing by the second. So thank you so much for the return of Fresh Vinyl Live. And let me just say this, and I've been talking a lot for the past 2 seconds, but let me just say, I've had Rich on my show, on my live streams, on my channel, but we're here invading Fresh Vinyl Live, and we have had a great time thus far. We have eaten well, we have relaxed well. I did eat Rich's meatballs, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. That's all I got to say about that. Because between these two, they're gonna make something about that.
Oh, I've been making about it like yesterday. I got here. But yeah. So I also want to add, I was thinking about this earlier today. It's like we're crossing the streams, like from the Ghostbusters when they say don't cross the streams. But we're crossing the streams here, and that creates a much better, I think, product. You're on Leslie Chambers Kaiser Reviews, Collect All Monsters. Now we're here on Fresh Vinyl Live, you know, and my silly reviews and everything. So it's cool that, again, we get to do this. They've been trying to do this with any collectors that we get in touch with outside of G-Fest, you know, in their prospective homes, or be it with Fresh Vinyl Cribs or just in general, just hanging out. So it's always fun to do some person.
Oh,
so
also since then, we had some more people come in. Wicked Collectibles, Kyle Yap, Christine's in the chat, and she said in particular,
says anything about the 89?
She did.
Don't even read it.
She said, I don't see no 89 in there. She said, WTF, I'm leaving. So I got 2 words for that.
Tell her to go back swimming.
Bye, Felicia.
There's your 89.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye-bye, 89.
Oh, and also David said that I'm mad at Leslie and Sandra for not coming to Seattle. We're going to come up there.
Everybody goes to Seattle.
We're coming.
I'm coming too.
We're coming. We're gonna get there to Seattle. Trust me.
We are.
We're gonna get there. Yep. So tell Keith that we're coming. We're gonna invade Seattle. But this has been really a fun trip because, you know, Sandra and I work a lot. Between the 2 of us, we have 6 jobs. I'm not really exaggerating. So the fact we were able to come up here, see a fellow Godzilla friend and collector and all that good stuff has really been fun for us. And this is going to be a very, very fun discussion. And of course, like I said, we're talking about the X-Plus Gigantic Series Godzilla 2019 figures. Brick, standard, and of course the burning. So basically my first question to you guys is, how did you get your respective gigantic? Sam, you can start first. How'd you get it?
I got it as soon as I saw this come out. I told Leslie as soon as he showed it to me, I said, I want it. I want it. That's what I want. Buy it for me. That's what I want. I saw it before the blue dorsal plates came out, before the burning. As soon as I saw it, I said, Leslie, I gotta have it. I said, because I just love the figure.
And actually, I'll go next because we got ours. Sandra got hers first because remember, the standards came out, I want to say November of 2019, and the Ricks came out like a month later in December. So we got ours as a gift, as a Christmas gift to each other. I got the standard for her as a Christmas gift. She got me the Rick as a Christmas gift. Now, mind you, I was originally not going to get the Gigantic 2019. I was like, you know what? Because don't get me wrong, I love the Legendary Godzilla. I love the Monsterverse. But at that point, I had me a couple 2019s, at least 2014s in my collection. I had a version of the Legendary Godzilla in my collection. So I really didn't feel the need to go after the Gigantic. But after thinking about it for a while, and since Sandra put it out there, it was like, look, I'll get you the Rick if you give me the standard. I'm like, well, that's a cool idea. So, and that's not the first time that's happened either, because I wasn't feeling the 1999 Gigantic at first. But then once she got the standard, I was like, I gotta go after the Rick. So in a way, history kind of repeated itself in this case. So that's how I got my hands on my blue version. And Rich, how did you get yours, or when did you get yours?
All right, so going backwards, when the original was announced, I was like, it just didn't wow me. I still feel looking at it, it's like it's just bland with the colors because it's all pretty much one color. With that said, it does look very impressive in person. Then, obviously the Rick came out, and like that just didn't do it for me either. Again, having not seen either one of these figures in person until now, Greg Betters did not have his when I was at his house in 2019.
Right.
But then when this was announced, the Burning Godzilla was announced, I was like, this one stands out because obviously the color. I was like, okay. It was like I passed on the other two. This one stands out. I mean, I already have enough charcoal gray Godzillas in the collection, and if I was going to get one, this is the one to get because he pops. I don't need another charcoal gray Godzilla. It's just the sea of gray back here. That's why the collection, as we were talking over dinner, everything's mixed all up. I mix it all up so it, creates a flow. There's a little bit of color pop here and there.
Yeah.
This guy becomes like an instant, like he draws your eyes to him. So when this was announced, I'm like, I gotta get it. And I'm happy I got it because it's an impressive figure size-wise. Are we gonna get into like nitpicking or pros cons with it?
A little bit, yeah. And you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because when you announced, or when you made it very clear that you were not going to go after the first Gigantic 2019, even I was like, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, nah, like
Rich is a sellout.
Nah, man.
What's wrong with him?
And even I was taken back by like, wow, like I wouldn't have expected that, but
This goes back to the wow factor.
Right.
My whole perception with collecting these days is if it doesn't wow me, then it gets passed.
And plus, these things are not cheap to begin with. So if it doesn't wow you, there's no point in spending this type of money for something like this if it doesn't wow you. But I found it very, kind of ironic that you would skip over these two but go after the burning.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, do you regret skipping out any on one of these for the burn?
If I had to go backwards, I would get the Rick. The blue one with the dorsal plates, it looks really good in person, especially in between, his scales on his thighs, on his neck. The dorsal plates look great. So if there wasn't this one, if this didn't exist and I saw these two in person, I was like, fuck, I should have got the Rick. Because it's, again, going back to why I like this one, this pops over the standard because it's got the blue. It's got some color to it. Yeah. It contrasts, against the mostly charcoal gray skin that like even his toenails and fingernails are all the same color. You know, I like accents. It's something I always talk about in my reviews. You know, about the paint job, about how things flow and contrast to each other. So, but I'm still very happy with it.
So with that being said, Sandra, you have the standard. What do you like most about your standard in comparison to mine and Rich's?
Well, I mean, like I said, when I saw this, it was in the showcase and they had all the lights on it. So, and then I just looked at the length of it. I was like, holy cow, this is a long daggone figure. And it just appeared, it appealed to me a lot. I really liked it a lot. The same thing with the burning. When I saw it on the text, I didn't get to really see it like, it looks great now in person. The mouth is different. I like the colors and everything. And I guess that's a lot of times you run into that problem when you're trying to shop and look for these things online, unless you have like a live video. It makes it hard to make your decision. And like I said, when I saw this original, was the first one I saw it was in that glass encased thing, and it was lit up. I mean, that whole case, I was like, God, that thing is massive. I said, I want it. And then, shortly after, Lizzie's like, well, they got the blue one. I said, you can have the blue one. I said, because we don't need two of them. I mean, it's like, I'll get this one, you get that one. That way we can have, some of everything. So, like I said, once I saw you holding this the other day, I was like, oh man, looks great in person. But the picture that I first saw, I was like, well, what are you doing?
Of this?
Yes.
Was it an X-Plus photo? Or was it of somebody
What photo was that, Leslie?
It was the promo pics of when the figure was
and I didn't like it. Yeah, but
which I can't blame it because I felt the same way too.
The promo pics from X-Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just had one angle, so I just saw his front angle. I was like, but now that I see it in person, it's a beautiful piece, and that may be something else that I want. And I'll just have two big ones. So yeah, I mean, I like it because orange is my favorite color to start off with, and now
Cheetozilla.
I just love the thighs. I mean, the thighs look so beastie on this. It's like more magnified with the orange on there, and I like that. But I mean, I still like this one as well. So.
And the reason why I chose the Rick, well, because Sandra chose the standard, and I could have easily got me another standard, and because it's no secret, Sandra has her own collection separate from mine, and we do have pretty much the same figures somewhat. Like she has the Godzilla 2000 30 centimeter, I have the same thing. So it wouldn't have been abnormal for me to go for the standard, but I wanted something different, and the blue just pops out more on the Rick. Obviously so, because it's it's color in that way. But the color blue is kind of really associated with the legendary Godzilla, especially the 2019 movie. So it was perfect for me, considering I wanted something different from standard. And it's like when we put this show together, this discussion together, I have basically a nickname for all these figures so we can separate it. Sandra's is the Apex Predator or Alpha Predator. Mine is Intimidation Display, and Rich is Burning Rick.
Hello.
So I'm very happy with this figure. Mind you, since we got ours, there's been a few companies that are producing their own version of the legendary Godzilla in giant size. You got Mega Beast, you got Prime One Studios, and with all due respect to those companies, I don't really see myself going after any more legendary Godzillas, at least giant size wise. For me, this is the perfect one, the best one that I want for my collection. So I really don't see myself going after any other 2019 Godzillas. How about y'all? Do y'all have a desire to get any more?
I think I may want to try to get that burn on right now. I like it. Yeah, I think it'll look good with this one.
Yeah, they would contrast each other.
I know, because he wants one too. So what's probably going to have? We're both.
No,
one.
I think you guys should get it totally.
Yeah.
Rich, you ain't helping, dude.
I don't know
Dude.
much of anybody. You know how many times I get blamed?
Between the
Dude.
balls thing and this,
But I love
you
it,
ain't
but I
He
love
got the
helping.
balls up.
Look,
See, I told you
like
he
that,
ate them.
though.
He ate the balls.
Yep, he did.
2 of them.
Yep, more than that.
I did.
I only had 2.
I did. His meatballs were good.
They were fabulous.
I'm not going to go overboard with that because people may think it's a euphemism for something else, and it's not.
That's piggish. I'm a culinary specialist.
Yes,
I'm professional.
he is. Very much so.
Now, if they do make, let's say, like another Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong, right? This is technically from King of the Monsters.
Right,
If
right.
they were to make something like a 30cm version, or they were to re-release or reissue the 2019 into 2021, and quite frankly, it's not really a big difference between
Bunch
the
of
two.
difference, right.
But if they were to make another one, would you want to go after one?
Probably.
So you love the Legendary Godzilla.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. How about you,
Absolutely.
Rich? Are you
I would like to get a Kong.
Kong? Okay.
But as far as another Godzilla, maybe. But again, going back, it's got to wow me. My collection's already mixed up with, I have, one kaiju from this film in the 30cm scale. But then I have another, maybe the Godzilla from the same movie in the 25cm scale. So I don't have a legendary Kong. I have the amazing Beto 62 Kong that was there back there painted by Steve Sarajoli.
Right.
So to have an updated Kong would be cool. But again, it's really got to wow me. Like we were talking about Godzilla King of Monsters figures, I passed on Godzilla, passed on Rodan. There hasn't been a Mothra 25cm announcement, right?
Not yet.
Just a
Rodan,
Devil Real.
yeah, Rodan's coming, I think, in August.
Yeah.
But at this rate, they may delay that to September. I don't know. But there's been delays running rapid with X-Plus, which is
Yeah.
understandable, but things happen.
But you mean just delays?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get my toys on time? Oh God!
Don't fall on the floor.
Do my Mothra convulsion. But again, it's gotta wow me. At first, I would think, yeah, maybe get a Godzilla 2021 to go with Kong, but it's gotta wow me. If it was like that, yeah. If they make okay, now I got my brain cranking here. If they do a 2021 Godzilla, they better do something with blue on the dorsal plates and his intimidating effect. Eyes glowing blue, dorsal plates, tail, all that shit.
Right.
Because honestly, it did look awesome in the film, specifically when he was attacking Pensacola. He's all glowing and everything. So that would be cool. And then obviously it's gonna happen. X-Plus is gonna do a Kong with the axe in his hand. That's a no-brainer. That's the Rick's gonna be.
Yeah, I would even get one of those.
Yeah. So we'll just see what happens when something's announced.
Yeah. But as for me, like I said, I'm pretty much am done with the Legendary Godzilla, and that doesn't mean I don't like the design, but I don't love it enough where I need multiple representations of it, like the 64. Like I could buy 64 all day, even the 62, or maybe a superhero Godzilla from the 70s, But the Legendary Godzilla, I have this one. I have the 25cm version. I got a 25cm burning one. I got a couple of 2014s. So Legendary Godzilla, ironically, is like Shin Godzilla for me, where I have my quota of Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yeah, don't worry, babe. I know you don't like Shin Godzilla.
I know, but I want that GMK that he has over there.
That's mine. You can have that.
I know that, but I want one of them.
Oh, you said you want that one?
Yes.
That's implying that one right there.
Hey,
We are-
Billy. Oh.
No, you're not coming up here. Shut up, asshole. Sorry, people.
You see what I've been going through for the past 2 days?
I told him it's probably a bad thing that Billy's not talking to him.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen Saw movies. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next question. Where does it rank? Because we all have Gigantic Series figures, right? Where does it rank in your ranking of Gigantic Series figures? Of course, then you have a few of them. You have GMK, you have the Burning, you have the 2000, and you have this one. Am I missing anything? I think that's it. Right? Oh, and you got GMK, Burning, the 2000, and you have this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where does the 2019 rank amongst your Gigantic Series figures? Because we all know that the GMK is number 1. So he has to be 2, 3, or 4. So which one does the 2019, where does he fall?
Oh, he's going to be number 2.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
I thought the Burning Godzilla would be number 2. Really?
No, I told you. I mean, I love my Burning too, but I told you I really liked him when I saw him in the showcase. I just fell in love with him right then, and that hasn't changed. You know, some things I'm just not going to move off of.
Right.
Like GMK, there's no figure, none, that would take me off of GMK. None, absolutely none. Yep. But yeah, this would be number 2. Burning would be 3. 2004.
Oh, yeah, 2000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rich. Now, you already made your ranking, a year or some change ago. That was before you got this guy.
Well, that's right. I did that video.
Yeah, so where does he
God.
slide in your ranking?
I forgot I did that video, and I'm sitting here like, I don't know how I would rank this. I'm kidding not. Like, I did. Oh, darn.
I know the top 2 were,
and that was hard.
I know the top 2 were Shin
In 89.
and 89.
And don't say it. I know what she's thinking out there, so she better zip it. You better zip it.
I know,
Block her ass.
but I know the 64 was like way down your list, but we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah. All right, so ranking, honestly, going back to the top 2,
Okay.
that was really damn hard because the 89 is freaking awesome, and especially it's the Rick, so the dorsal plates glow is really cool, and the closed mouth is perfect. It's everything that the 64 is not. Sorry. Yeah. But then the shin is just such a disturbing design in an amazing way. The figure, it's massive. It's grotesque looking. It captures everything that G said he wanted to achieve with the gigantic line, is to feel powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 figures really just knock it out of the park. Along with quite many of the other ones. Where this one, I'm very bad with lists or top lists or rankings. I don't, because it's not something I really do often, and it's hard to determine where this one falls in. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip here and forget about the video that I did whenever ago. As of right now, it's hard to decide. The 89 and the Shin are tied. Burning Godzilla. 95. Him.
Really?
Probably. Hold on, let me look.
Before GMK?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Sue me.
you dirty dog.
Oh boy.
Probably then GMK.
Awkward.
Oh, and then I forgot I got the other one over here. I'm bad with lists. I love them all. They're all fresh.
Yeah.
Very nice. I lit because it's like, like, oh, I need to put that one last. I want to try it. Oh. Lists suck.
I know.
Yeah.
I hate
It's like
rankings.
trying to make a choice.
Yeah, it's like choosing who's your favorite child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not you, Billy. Shut up. Phil's number 1. Even though he's got a broken neck right now, poor bastard.
Yeah, I
Jesus Christ.
He can't say Phil
know.
or Billy or me. What are you gonna do? I don't know. It's really hard to decide. But I can tell you right now, if I had to choose between these 3, I probably would have went with
the
Rick.
display.
Yeah, because I like the open mouth versus this half-ass closed mouth. The fists are cool because he's like hulking up, but I think these arms look really cool because he's like, they're just ready to claw. Going back to Godzilla versus Kong, when he's clawing the shit out of Kong, as painful as that looked,
We gotta talk about that.
these hands kind of capture that. But the blue pops nice against the skin, like I said before. But this has its own merits too, where the whole figure pops. A lot of people, I don't want to say complain, but we critique, myself included, about the dorsal plates being too yellowish at the tips. There's a way to dull those up, make them a little bit more not so yellow, but it doesn't really look bad in person. And then definitely the flange on mine. I wish I took pictures of it for the review. The flange on this goes almost up into its thigh. It is ridiculous. Like I said, it took me 45 minutes to shove the tail on. It was the hardest tail I've ever put on. Where I saw yours yesterday, I'm like, that's not fair.
Yeah, mine has this
makes sense. The reason why the flange on this is probably bigger is so it gets a tighter grip on his butt, so it doesn't hang off as much as these 2 were.
Yeah.
All those problems. Looking at my tail, it's nowhere as near as the standard. The standard looks like it's falling off. So that's probably.
Actually, you know what? Mine looks like it's falling off more so than Sandra's. Sandra has more of a tighter fit in hers.
Yeah.
Because in the car on the way up here, my tail was like maybe I had my book bag on it, so it was kind of like lopsided anyway. But it does not have the big flange like yours does, which I think X-Plus really, I think maybe
they may have tried to do
modified between this one
cracks.
and that one.
Yeah.
So
to make it more secure.
So I understand what Eric Henry has said about that, where he has issues with the tail being, you know, whatever, but it is still a great figure. Now, on my list, because I did my ranking like a while ago, and really nothing has changed. Because in my list, I'm going for like from top to bottom. My favorite is 64. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody says. I will defend that figure. I will go down with that Titanic. I will go down with that ship. I don't really care what you say. That to me is my favorite Gigantic. Is it the best Gigantic? We'll talk about that next week. But I will still defend that Gigantic as my favorite. Number 2 is the 89. I got to go with the 89 on that one. Number 3 is Mecha Godzilla, which you should have got that, my friend, because he is awesome. Number 4 is Burning Godzilla, 95. Number 5, I'm sorry, babe. Number 5 is GMK.
Middle row.
I'm sorry. Mine is GMK. I'm sorry. She's looking at me, ain't she?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna rip your 64 tail off tonight.
Oh God. So
we off the M1.
Oh my God. Anyways, number 5 is GMK. Number 6 is the fourth form of Shin, and actually number 7 would be by 2019, and behind him is the what's behind him? The 54, and the 2000. So not that bad considering all things considering. Oh shoot! I take it back. No, shoot! No! I forgot. No, I forgot about 62. Oh. I forgot about him. So okay. 64, number 1. Number 2 is 89. Number 3 is Burning Godzilla. Number 3 is Mecha Godzilla. Number 4 is Burning. Number 5 is GMK. Number 6 is 62. Number 7 is Shin. Number 8 is 2019. Number 9 is 54. And number 10 is 2000. So it doesn't mean because he's lower on the spectrum of my favorites that, you know, I don't love him. I do. When you spend as much money, you have to love it, quite frankly. But that's my ranking. And, you know, in the comment section, if you had to pick one, which one would you pick for yourselves? Type down in the comment section. So basically my next question is, Rich, Sandra, what would you say to sell somebody? They were looking for a Gigantic, and if you feel yours is the best one, what would you say to sell them on getting your respective Gigantic? Rich, go first.
Okay. If you like sitting on the couch with a bag of Doritos and getting that orangey shit all over your fingers, this is the figure for you. Thank you.
Oh God.
And we just talking about these figures, right?
Yes.
Okay.
To sell people on your standard, like what would you say to sell them to get that?
I would go back to refer them back to the YouTube video when we saw it in the display case with all the lighting, where it went all the way around a 360 view of this bad boy right here. It'll go with everything.
And for me, I guess once again, as I mentioned earlier, with the color, like I said, I think blue is synonymous with the legendary Godzilla, especially 2019. So the blue really is like when you look at this, you immediately think of intimidation display, because that's what Godzilla is doing with the blue, you know. But at the same time, they're all are awesome, and as you can see, they're all different. They're all diverse. So if you did want the Burning or the intimidation display or the ancient alpha predator, You can't really go wrong with that. You're not really wrong for choosing one or the other one. And that's kudos to X-Plus for making such diverse versions of Godzilla, even though it's similar, but still it's really diverse in terms of the paint job and stuff like that. It didn't come with like any mini extra figures, which, you know, it is what it is. But the paint schemes, the different paint schemes between the three, made them really pop out. So I highly recommend mine. I know Sandra recommend hers, and Rich definitely recommends the Burning.
Spicy nacho.
So it's been fun, really, just having these three together, since, you know, we're all like on a Monsterverse type of wave right now, which segues into a couple questions I want to ask about the Monsterverse, since we are covering Monsterverse in this topic. So let me ask you, what do you think of the Monsterverse as a whole? Sandra, what do you think of the Monsterverse as a whole? Okay, great.
Shit.
I gotta think.
As a whole, it's been fun. Definitely fun. Stupid, but fun. You know, the fan base is so divided on, you know, this, that, the other thing about 4 films that we've had. You know, so to leave one person, you know, as yourself, you know, leave yourself to make your own opinion based on all 4 films. Depends on how it really hits you. You know, first and foremost, I think it's great that we've had a run of 4 kaiju films based around Godzilla and Kong here in the United States. But they've been fun. First one started off kind of dull, slow. It was like the Jaws, as Gareth Edwards said, you know, slow build. But King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong, right out the gate with action-packed, you know, monster action. And I find myself watching Godzilla, King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong kind of often, because they're just stupid fun. I don't expect much from the plot. Just be a good movie. Like, I really hope that they did the monsters justice. Did they accomplish that? I mean, they're not our Japanese counterparts. That's always going to, that was never going to happen. You know, no one should have ever expected that to happen. You know, because this is Hollywood's take on the films. You know, but I felt that they did a good job, because I remember watching Godzilla King of the Monsters in the theater. I'm like, this is nuts. You know, I still wish the movie was a little bit brighter, because the end scene in Boston was a little dark. But and then Godzilla vs. Kong was just nonstop fun from start to finish. So as a whole, I enjoyed them.
What about you?
Yeah, same as here. I enjoyed them. I think it really helped to invent a new fan base. You know, it was a little, you know, authentic on some of those things of just getting a new fan base. Of course, it's not like, you know, the older ones, but I think for new kids coming in and wanting to watch and see monsters and things like that, I think it did a great job of the representation of other monsters. And yeah, I think it did a good job, and it started a younger fan base, even though I think as they get, that may have been, it needed to have that kind of punch to get kids to get involved, then to start researching and going backwards on the Godzilla movies so they can learn more about, you know, all the different Godzillas over the years. So I think it, like I said, offered a punch to new Godzilla fans.
The way I feel, I love the Monsterverse. I've been watching these films ever since I was 4 or 5 years old. So
The Monsterverse film?
No, I'm saying for like Godzilla, the Godzilla character. I've been watching him going on basically 40 years. 40 years of me being a fan. And of course, notwithstanding what happened in '98, but that's like always the easiest thing to point to. So when I found out that, you know, there was going to be another attempt by a foreign studio to handle Godzilla, I was cautious. You know, I was overly cautious like everybody else. But I have to say, looking back on it now, considering what we got, because at the time when 2014 came out, we didn't know they was going to blossom into this Monsterverse. We thought 2014 was going to be a one and done thing. So, but the fact that it spawned into a cinematic universe, and we got, in my opinion, 4 fun films. Now, are they the greatest Godzilla films? Maybe not. But they're not the worst either. at least in my opinion. So the fact we got 4 fun films, that in my opinion did right by the characters, in a very, very fun way. In my opinion, I think one of the reasons why America or anybody else outside of Japan has not produced a serious Godzilla like Shin and the original is because the events that spawned the original Godzilla, us Americans really didn't experience. So it would hit home for us. It's like having a monster spawn, I hate to say it, spawn from, like, say, the 9/11 tragedy or something like that, right? Like, if Japan would make a movie about that, they probably couldn't really get it right because they didn't really experience it like we did. So it's the same thing in reverse with Godzilla. So, and a lot of Americans associate Godzilla as being a fun, over-the-top character, which is basically what we got here in the Monsterverse, kind of like dialed up to 11. A lot of fans probably would not, I'm talking about casual fans, not the fans in the community, but casual fans. They wouldn't get Shin Godzilla. They wouldn't get the original Godzilla. You see what I'm saying? So an American attempt by the studio and the Monsterverse created really fun, over the top, in my opinion, entertaining films. And I'm proud of the Monsterverse. I'm proud that, 60 years after the original Godzilla, these characters are still going strong even today. And even if you don't like the films, it still creates awareness for the past films. So even if they were to stop making Godzilla films, we still got the Showa, we still got the Heisei, we still got the Millennium.
How much content is out there is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And how much content we've got since 2014 from both sides of the globe.
Right. Shin Godzilla, the original anime, Singular Point, the Monsterverse movies,
That puppet YouTube show, which is adorable for all intents and purposes.
Right.
Like
or,
Tunes, but
even Shin Ultraman that's coming out, So the fact that, these classic characters that we grew up watching are still going strong today, I think it's a great thing. And the Monsterverse really had a lot to do with that, of keeping these characters, in my opinion, relevant to the outside world. Because us Godzilla fans, we're going to watch the films no matter what, right? But the key is trying to get new fans and new casual eyeballs onto the product.
Right.
And I think considering what the Monsterverse did, they did exactly that.
Yep. Think about, and we talked about this earlier today, about where the fandom was between 2004 and 2014. We had no new films, no new nothing. It was, we were basically staying afloat ourselves, and obviously through the collecting world, which is always, this is bringing what we love on screen into our homes. But, between those 10 years, there was no content at all. Now between since 2014, 6 years time, or 5.5 years, whatever it's been, we've had like triple the content, on multiple platforms. The collectibles are shooting out crazy. You've got, again, like everything you've mentioned, there's something for everybody out there, which is great. And, I've heard it said so many times over the past few years, like, now it's a great time to be a kaiju fan. So be it Godzilla. I mean, hell, there was even supposed to be a new Gamera film, but unfortunately that seemed like that fell apart or something or another. There was that trailer like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they did. They got me all hyped up.
Yeah. I don't know everything behind, like, was it supposed to be for a new film, or was
I've
it
heard
just
two different things.
hype or something?
I heard it was going to lead to a new film, then I heard it was just something just to hype up Gamera at the time.
Yeah,
And
it did. It worked.
It worked, but that's both a blessing and a curse. I was looking for a new Gamera film for a long time because I didn't particularly care for Gamera the Brave, and the trailer was really Gamera Heisei-ish, so it got me really wanting more of a continuation of the Gamera Heisei films, but that never came to pass. But we got the Monsterverse, and in my opinion, they're fun, entertaining, over the top films. I know some people want to nitpick and say, it's not too realistic, but at the same time, we are talking about giant monsters, and we are talking about films where we see giant radiated dinosaurs fly. We see them turn into giant magnets. We see them transported across the solar system in air bubbles by an alien race.
Totally logical.
So yeah, kind of, I think the appeal of the Monsterverse films, as well as any Godzilla film, is the fact that these films are so out there and so outlandish, it takes your mind off of things. And you got to admit, this past year and a half has not been the best in the world. So a lot of us have taken to Godzilla, the
As an
films,
escape.
collecting just as an escape, and which has kept us sane for God knows how long. So that made me even prouder as a Godzilla fan, you know. But with that being said, let me ask y'all this. What is your favorite film of the Monsterverse, and what is your least favorite film of the Monsterverse? You can go with favorite first, because I know the least favorite is going to be real interesting.
Least favorite.
Least favorite.
Who's going?
Me.
What paper, rock, scissors, for? Least favorite would probably be Godzilla 2014. And I still enjoy that movie, so that would be my least favorite. Are we going up the chain of command with these films?
If you want to.
Yeah.
And then next would be Kong Skull Island, which, again, it's hard because that movie was great. You know, I enjoy that movie. But I'm weighing these films on fun factor. If I wanted to start nitpicking at the logistics behind the films, the silliness, the human plots, then yeah, I could really shred them. But I'm looking at the fun factor. You know, and Kong Skull Island was a lot of fun. Really grounded film, great human story, great acting by John Goodman, Samuel Jackson,
The cast was
Loki,
phenomenal.
Captain Marvel. They were great. You know, maybe that's a freaking Loki variant. You guys haven't watched Loki, have you?
Mhm.
I'm shutting up. Anyways, I'm a nerd. Anyway, but so I thought that had a really good human plot to the whole movie. So big points to that because that was the strongest movie of all the Monsterverse films as far as the human story goes. Then this is where we were talking earlier. It's hard to say what takes the top bill: King of Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm on a Godzilla vs. Kong hype because the movie is still, no pun intended, fresh. But I don't know. I really don't know. I think those movies kind of go hand in hand. You know, I could watch one and then watch the next one back to back. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. The twist up tie.
How about you, babe?
Well, I got different opinions, and
What's your favorite?
my favorite. No, we're going back. We're going to least favorite.
Okay.
My least favorite is the 2019.
Godzilla King of the Monsters?
Yes,
Not GBK?
we're just talking about the Monsterverse ones, right?
Yeah. So not Godzilla vs. Kong?
No,
Oh, so the one with King Ghidorah and all that?
2019 is my least favorite.
It's your least favorite?
My least.
Okay.
My least favorite is the 2019. You know, like I said, we're not gonna pick it apart. The monster part was good, but you know, my thing with the human character storyline and stuff like that, it fell short. So I would say the next one up for me would probably be the Godzilla versus Kong, and my number one would be 2014.
So Kong Skull Island is a ranking there too?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that meant that for the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong, then then Kong Skull Island, and then 2014.
Okay.
Yep.
My ranking is from favorite to least favorite: King of the Monsters 2019, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla vs. Kong, and then 2014.
Your favorite?
No. 2014 is my least favorite.
Least favorite.
My
Okay,
least
I got you. Oh, you went
He
favorite.
did
to least.
backwards.
Yeah.
Fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. My least favorite is 2014.
It was your own question.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
My least favorite is 2014. Then it's Godzilla vs. Kong. Then it's 2019. Then it's Kong Skull Island. Then my favorite out of the bunch is 2019. And I say that with a heavy heart because I have been so wanting. I have been so vocal, and no, it's not about that Kong loss. So don't hit me in the comments. That has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. But I so wanted Godzilla vs. Kong to be my favorite. I so wanted it to be so much more than what it was because I am both a huge Godzilla fan and a huge King Kong fan. And opportunities to having both of these monsters in the film together does not come around very often. So I was like, they need to bring their A game. They better swing for the fences, otherwise it will be Now, let me just say, the monster action is superb. It is the best, in my opinion, from the Monsterverse. Both Kong and Godzilla, the Howl of Earth, features the best special effects from the Monsterverse. But what falls flat for me is the human story. And for all those people out there that are going to hit me with that same comment that a lot of people tend to hit folks that say that, is the fact that they'll say, we don't go to these movies to watch watch the human story. We go to watch the monsters, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. I understand that. However, to me, and I've been watching this film, like I said, for God knows how long. And I've been enjoying these films for that God knows how long. To me, the perfect Godzilla film is a film that has great monster action, but at least has to have a great and or good human story, okay? And for me, I don't want to watch a Godzilla film or a kaiju film where I speed through the human story to get to the monster action. That's not how I like to view these films. And there have been great Godzilla films that not only had great monster action, but great human stories. And I've said this many times before. Monster Zero had a great story. Destroyer All Monsters had a cool, great story. 1974's Godzilla's Mechagodzilla had a great story. Godzilla's Destroyer had a great story. You see what I'm saying? It had a great story. GMK had a great story.
54 with Destroyer.
GMK had a great story. 54.
I say this all the time about GMK. My favorite Millennium film.
That feels like a show.
Yeah, it's the only film outside of the Showa films that feels like a Showa film. Love it. Love it. I'm saying that for years.
And I don't mean to go on a rant, but I see that a lot. I see a lot of people say that if you say anything bad about Godzilla, at least it's Monsterverse, people come for you. They're like, they're circle the wagons around you, whatever. And I'm like this, I make no money off my YouTube channel or anything that I do on the internet. Now, mind you, I want to represent Collect All Monsters really well, but at the end of the day, I don't really care what anybody thinks of me. Because y'all, I mean, people that hate on me or whatever, or don't like when I voice my opinion, they're not putting money in my pockets. I don't really care. But at the same time,
I'll put meatballs in your mouth, though.
Oh, thank you very much. But I have to be honest here. I have to be honest. And this is not me just saying, you know, I love everything Godzilla, because I haven't watched Singular Point yet, and that has Godzilla in it, barely. But I haven't watched that yet. So my point is that there have been great Godzilla films that have great human stories attached to them, you know, that keeps you invested. Because in my opinion, it's kind of hard to be invested into what Godzilla is doing unless you care about the people that he puts in harm's way. You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. And I want a good story from a human story from a Godzilla film. And in my opinion, Godzilla vs. Kong didn't really deliver that. It didn't really deliver that, at least in my opinion, because that film should have fleshed out more characters. We should have found out more about the history between Godzilla and Kong. Now, I understand they wanted to just streamline through the story to get to the monster action, but in my opinion, like I said, with the opportunity of having Godzilla and Kong in the same film, you really didn't have to do that, because there's no guarantee we're going to get another Godzilla and Kong film together. There's no guarantee. So you maybe had only one more shot at this. And in my opinion, it's good, but the fact that it's not great is disappointing to me, being both a Godzilla and a Kong fan. What were you going to say?
I want to shift gears a little bit based off of everything that you were just talking about. What movie, the whole Godzilla franchise, has the best human story?
My favorite?
Favorite, personal preference, or what you think has the best human story to it?
Monsterverse Godzilla. That's for me.
Same for you? The only one that pops into my head is the original, uncut 54 film. Straight, no Raymond Burr. First time I was able to watch that film.
Oh, the British Japanese version.
The original Japanese version. No Raymond Burr bullshit. You know, but the first time I watched that film, when I was able to get one of the very first Criterion DVDs or whichever came out, and because I had not seen it, you know, up until the point where it was released on DVD, you know, and wow, what a powerful film, you know, from the story that they're telling in place of the nuclear bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, that Godzilla was representing, more or less. The story is so heavy, and it's like, I'm watching this, I'm like, this is horrible. because it's no different than like in some ways Shin Godzilla was channeling natural disasters and a governmental breakdown that the country was facing after the tsunami. But with the original 54 film, totally just takes you to a different place because we're not obviously we're in Japan in World War II, but that movie just nails it when it comes to the human story because it totally just hits so hard because it's true. It's a true story, more or less. Godzilla's a nuclear bomb. People are being, burned by radiation, the nuclear fallout that Godzilla had and everything.
It originated from a real life story.
Yeah.
Versus King Kong was a purely fantasy character.
Yeah.
And and I agree with that. And I think I speak for Sandra when I say this. The reason why Mothra vs. Godzilla, I think, is the best story for me, not because it's my favorite film, because like I said, I could choose Monster Zero, I could choose Biollante, I could choose Destroyer. Even Shin Godzilla, even though that film is kind of a hard watch. I get it, Sandra. Even though it's kind of a hard watch, I think the story for Shin Godzilla was very, very good.
I think it's brilliant.
Yes.
I thought it was.
I like the story better
Versus the design.
Versus the design.
Yeah.
But for me, the reason why Monster vs. Godzilla is a perfect film, at least has the best story, is because when you watch the film, if you watch the 3 films prior to that film, 54, 55, King Kong vs. Godzilla. Godzilla is pretty much introduced early on. Whether you see him on the screen or you see him off screen, you know he's there.
Yeah.
In Monster vs. Godzilla, Godzilla is not even hinted or referenced or talked about, not even one time. The majority of the story prior to Godzilla's entry into the story is about Mothra and the egg and the twins' attempts to get the egg back. So you really are so into that story that in a way, sometimes you actually forget Godzilla's in the film because they don't really talk about it. Of course, there's that small scene where they find a radioactive thing, whatever.
Trilobite.
It's a good thing they really didn't explain what that was, because that would have people saying, "Oh, okay."
Once they were checking it for radiation, I'm like, well,
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like you don't really get that until like a scene before Godzilla shows up. So when you see that object, you don't really know what it is.
No,
but it's like, but then you forget about it once Mothra and the egg story is introduced.
Yeah.
But then once Godzilla comes onto the scene, nothing else matters. Mothra doesn't matter. The egg doesn't matter. It's like Godzilla is back. We have to kill him before he kills us. It's like even when Godzilla is not on screen, people fear him. It's like even just the sheer sound of his name just make people like. It's like in King Kong vs. Godzilla, they were afraid of him, but I think they were afraid of him because it was a giant monster and Kong was there too. But in Mothra vs. Godzilla, when Godzilla shows up, it's like people are like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's like just start the buses. It's time to go home. It's like we're helpless. We don't know what to do. What can we do? And that's how powerful Godzilla is in this film. I know some folks like to point the fact that he's clumsy. He looks like he needs some coffee. But the way they personified Godzilla in that film, before they would change him into a hero, the way they just did that for him to make him such an awesome villain, an unstoppable villain. That's why I love Mothra vs. Godzilla. It's just the story. Like I said, the Mothra story is great, but once Godzilla comes on the scene, it's like everything just stops and it's focused on taking down Godzilla. And in my opinion, if Godzilla's a villain, that's how it should be. So that's why I look at Mothra vs. Godzilla as like the best perfect story, at least for me.
I never even thought about it like all that because I just have so much fun watching that movie as a whole anyways. I put aside the fact that it's my favorite suit, but the movie is just fun nonstop, start to finish as well. Not for nothing, that entrance Godzilla has is by far the best entrance ever.
The best entrance ever.
Like
the radiation detection, the tail coming out the ground, the music from a
Fukabe's theme,
whatever, and it's like as soon as they see this dorsal place, people just scatter like roaches, and they just run away. And it's like, oh my God! And then the next scene where you hear the air raid siren, it's like people are walking out and they gather in front of the microphone, the megaphone, and they're telling folks, "Hey, Godzilla's back. He's on his way." And people just freak out. They just freak out. And I'm so glad that we finally got that film, that villainous Godzilla film, before they decided to turn him into a more goofy type of
hero.
character.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, and to me, nothing has really captured that version of Godzilla. Maybe the 84, maybe, or maybe 89 or 91 or something like that, maybe. Or GMK. GMK kind of captures that.
But the story behind that Godzilla, obviously, he was possessed by all the souls from World War II.
But that's why I love Godzilla as a villain, because it comes directly from their story. The way he's so feared, whether he's on screen, whether he's off screen, whether his name is mentioned or not. And it's like, I said this on my live stream discussion when I did a deep dive into Monsterverse Godzilla. Remember when they go to the island, right? And the three people go to the island, and they try to convince the native people to send Mothra after Godzilla. In the Japanese version, they pretty much say right there when they start drinking the thing to get the evil spirits off of them, they tell them then, like, look, we need Mothra because Godzilla's back and we need her to take out Godzilla. But in the American version, they don't mention Godzilla until they talk to the fairies. And remember, they go to the fairies when they're in a little green area.
And when Mothra's out in the distance on the hill. And the fairies are like, look, we know why you're here. You want us to send Mothra to you, right? And the scientist says, yes, you must ask Mothra to fight Godzilla. And then the names behind it, they were like, bullshit.
No. It's like they want to say, wait a minute, you didn't say anything about Godzilla. You didn't say a damn thing about Godzilla when you got here. Now
fucking fighting Godzilla.
No.
We need to bring enough food for him.
No. Like at first you bomb our island.
Yeah.
Now you want to send our god into slaughter. But that's also cool about Mothra because it's revealed then that she's dying, and that's what I love about Mothra in that film. And Mothra's kind of like Sandra, at least character-wise in that film. But one thing about Sandra, she's a fighter, no matter what. Even when me and her are playing video games against each other, and if I'm winning and she knows that I'm winning, she will still fight until the very end. It's like if she's going down fighting. Admittedly, I can't do that. If I know I'm winning, I'm like this. I'm done.
Yep.
Whatever. But Mothra, you have to admire Mothra in that film because she goes up against a monster that she knows that she won't be able to win, and she fights him anyways. And that is a great thing. That's why that version of Mothra is my favorite, both design almost and character-wise. There's just so much going on in Mothra versus Godzilla.
Yep.
Sure, it doesn't have the great monster fight from King Kong versus Godzilla, or maybe Terra Mecha Godzilla, but the whole story, the whole movie around Godzilla is, for me, is perfect. And it's a film that he doesn't win in the end.
Yep.
So that's a testament how great the movie is, at least for me. So
I think the fight that Mothra put up before, adult Mothra put up, was really kicking Godzilla's ass. With her poison powder, dragging him across the ground. I mean, Godzilla was almost useless, other than his atomic breath, which did Mothra in, and then obviously the two Mothra larvae finished him off, more or less webbing him up. But it felt like a slower fight compared to Godzilla versus Kong's fight.
yes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I need to watch that one too.
But
but again, I don't really think about these things. I don't dig too deep. I just have fun with them.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part. Like now you got my brain cranking.
Now the reason why I explain it like that, because I've been getting hit whenever I talk about Monsterverse Godzilla, or I say it's the best film, it's the greatest film. People always tend to talk about the shortcomings. The fight scenes when they're not really that good. Godzilla looks very clumsy. He's clumsy. The suit
he walked into Nagoya like, yo, dude, open your eyes. You just stepped into a trench.
Yeah. So there's something.
He just woke up though. He got his ass kicked by a hurricane. He was buried in sand. He was probably not breathing well. His oxygen levels were probably low, and he couldn't get up to speed, and he was just still waking up. He was probably blowing sand out of his nose still. So cut the guy some slack. He hasn't had any radiation, and last time he ate was in Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla, with the nuclear sub.
Yeah, that's true.
So the poor bastard's starving. He just got hit by a hurricane.
So I get hit with so many people crapping on Monsterverse Godzilla, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to it.
I'd like to know what these people crapping off of Godzilla, what they're rooting for.
I don't know, but everybody's entitled to their opinion, how they feel. They want to feel. That's cool. But when they ask me about stuff like this, or when they point out certain things, that's when I really try to break it down to them about the film. Now, I know we kind of got off topic with the Monsterverse. Let me get back on track with that. But in your opinion, based off what we know right now, and people in the chat, you can answer this too.
You can.
In your opinion, should the Monsterverse continue? I mean, because we got a great, almost kind of a send-off film with GVK. So if they were to end it there, considering what we saw, it would have been cool. But there's also it's kind of like an open-ended thing where they can end it or they can come back to it. But in your opinion, should they continue it, or should they just leave it alone and let Godzilla be on retirement for maybe a few years, then bring it back? What do you think they should do?
I want to go last on this because my brain goes two ways.
Yeah, I absolutely think they should continue on. Like I said, continue to build a fan base. Continue. I mean, I would like to, see them bring back Godzilla going another round with King Ghidorah, or even,
another monster we haven't seen
another
before.
monster we haven't seen. Yeah, Anguirus. I mean, I love Anguirus. I mean, why can't we, have one, or even another one with Hedra?
Yes.
That would be awesome. Have Hedra. I was sitting here thinking about him last 20 minutes. It's like, man, I would be happy if X-Plus would do a 30-centimeter Hedra. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You mean a gigantic?
I mean, a gigantic. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, a gigantic. Yeah, a gigantic Hedra. But yeah, I mean, that would be a great movie, Godzilla versus Hedra.
I mean, Tampa just dumped a bunch of shit into the fucking Gulf of Mexico. Lazy plot device.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, I think they should keep it going. I mean, why not? I mean,
poor animals, they got killed. There's like 603 tons worth of animal life that was killed in the past week.
That's terrible.
Terrible.
Not sorry.
Terrible.
We could talk CNN later.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll go next. This may be a controversial opinion. I'm either way. They can continue it, but if they don't, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, because I'm looking at it like, with 2014, as I mentioned earlier, we didn't expect for it to blossom into this universe. So the fact we got 4 films, in my opinion, 4 fun films that I go back to every now and then, there are 4 films from an artistic, 4 great films and entertaining films from an artistic point of view. To me, Godzilla is a character that works better where he comes in. This is my opinion. He's a character that works better where he comes in for a few years, make a few movies, and then he goes away. Because that old saying, how can we miss you if you don't go away? I don't want to see Godzilla turn into the Roman Reigns of pop culture, where he's shoved down our throats so much that even Godzilla fans will get sick of him. I don't want to see that happen. So this Monsterverse has been going on for basically 7 years. Might as well say 8 if you count the pre-production of 2014. So for 8 years, and we got 4 great films. And considering what happened, at the end of Godzilla vs. Kong, where both monsters, even though Kong lost and Godzilla won, even though that happened, both monsters look great coming out on top. And I don't want to see them make a film that kind of undo, just makes that film kind of seem a little bit inferior a little bit. I don't want to see that happen. And plus, I don't want to see Godzilla overstay his welcome. That's why we have the older films, you know what I'm saying? Because, there's going to be so much that Godzilla will be put out in the mainstream that even the casual fans are not going to be willing to accept it. And then how are they going to make money off Godzilla if the casual fan is not going? Us Godzilla fans, we're going to go no matter what, but we're not enough. I'm sorry to say that. We are not Marvel. We are not Star Wars. We're a great community, yes, but we're not as big as those franchises. So
God say we are just as passionate though.
We're passionate, but we're not as big. And I'm not saying that to be a stick in the mud. I'm just stating facts. I'm just stating cold hard facts. That in my opinion, that Godzilla is a character, like I said, that comes in for a few years, does a few movies, does a few great movies, and then just goes away. And who knows what's going to happen? I want to see Toho take over. I want to see what Toho has in store for the Godzilla character. I think the Monsterverse had their fun. They produced some great films, in my opinion. They had their take on Godzilla. I want to see what Toho can do. I'm not talking about Singular Point. I'm not talking about the anime. I'm not talking about all that stuff. In my opinion, I thought Shin Godzilla was good. So I want to see what Toho wants to do, because you know they want to do something. GVK did so great during the pandemic era, despite the pandemic conditions. It made great money. It created great buzz. It did so many great things, despite all the crap that it had to go through for it to get released. And I think Toho saw that, was like, you know what, we can do something. So I want to see what Toho does. You know, my ideal scenario is to have, you know, that's why I say I can go either way with the Monsterverse. If they continue it, fine. If they don't, fine. My idea is to have both companies, Toho and Monsterverse, create movies. You may not have to create them in the same year, but maybe do one year Monsterverse, do 1 year Toho, or whatever. Just, you know, do it in a way where we get consistent flow of content going, but not too much where it's shoved down our throats. But like I said, even Godzilla fans would get sick of it. So I'm fine either way. If it continues, great. If it doesn't, I still have Monsterverse Godzilla. I still have Destroy All Monsters. I still have Biollante. I have GMK. I have 93. I have all that. So I'm not going to lose sleep over it. What do you think? Should they or should they not continue the Monsterverse?
All right, so this could be a loaded answer. Bear with me here. You made a lot of great points, and things that I was trying to, you know, branch off of my own thoughts that I, you know, based off of what I agree with you. We have 4 awesome films. 4 awesome, you know, from Godzilla to in the Monsterverse. When Godzilla, or when they announced that they're going to do, you know, bring Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra into a film, and then do Godzilla versus Kong, I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, somebody's making some fake ass article. That ain't gonna happen. So I bit my tongue and I was like, nah. I was like, there's no way they're gonna get those 3 characters in one movie and then do Godzilla vs. Kong. No. But it happened. So I feel spoiled as a pig in shit just with that alone, because it's great, you know, that Toho, you know, let some of their children out of the yard to play. Because we all know how Toho keeps the freaking leash on all their properties, specifically Godzilla. But then I'm thinking about Breaking Bad. You seen Breaking Bad?
No, but I heard great things about the show.
Great things about the show. The show is only 5 seasons long. Short. That's a short run for a show. But every episode of that show, from the first episode to the last, are simply amazing. The show is brilliantly written, you know, so we don't need 14 seasons of a show. Make 5 great seasons. So with the Monsterverse, I don't want to say we got 4 great films. We got 4 fun films. I feel fortunate we got what we got. You know, obviously after Godzilla 98, I mean, no one was really asking for a sequel. There was that shitty cartoon that, if anybody watched it, sorry, I didn't watch it. You know, but that was supposed to be the sequel to Godzilla 98, because, you know, TriStar had like 10 years on their rights or whatever it was to Godzilla to do a sequel. They did nothing with it. But I could be wrong. I'm not a, you know,
I may be wrong by this, but I think I read somewhere that they were going to originally do a trilogy.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a trilogy, but after the first one bombed,
yeah, it was like
Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin were like, okay, we're just gonna just fade away. We'll go do some disaster films, whatever. So if it was to continue, I mean, yeah, it would be cool to continue it, but like you stated, you know, at what point do we oversaturate the fandom? You know, or like, you know, with too much content. I mean, it's a blessing there's so much content, but I feel like we had a good end cap with Godzilla vs. Kong. I mean, I would love to see. I mean, what was the director for Godzilla vs. Kong was tapped supposedly for a Kong movie now. I mean, yeah, we can still see a Kong franchise spawn out of this, where he's down in Hollow Earth, blah 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 blah, all that.
But honestly, I'm gonna cut you off, but I don't see the Monsterverse working without
Godzilla. No, it's Godzilla's franchise.
Yeah.
Godzilla's the driving force behind it. You know, I mean, I'm not saying Kong can't hold his own. I think he can.
And I'm a Kong fan, but even I think that Godzilla not in the Monsterverse, I don't think Kong can carry it on his own. I hate to say that, but again,
I think another Kong movie could do well, and I think it would do well. You know, focusing on him now becoming king down in Hollow Earth. But if we don't get nothing, I'm okay with that. If we do get something else from the Monsterverse, I feel very fortunate. But I'm going to go into another area now. Ever since, and we talked about this yesterday, ever since the Justice League Snyder Cut was released, every fucking fan base thinks they can go on fucking Twitter, start a little hashtag movement, bitch and complain and cry and get what they want now.
Here we go.
That's right.
Like,
it doesn't work like that. Like, just because everybody goes on social media and pisses and moans, they should have did this. It's in the Avengers films, you know, Star Wars films. Zack Snyder's Justice League, a great film. I enjoyed the hell out of it. All 4.5 hours of it, whichever it was. But it's like, even with, we talked about this briefly, the new Saw film that came out. I'm a big Saw fan. You know, people were pissing and moaning. Jigsaw wasn't in it. It's not a Saw film. Like, shut the fuck up. There's a reason why it says directed by, not you. It's directed by whoever the studio agreed upon to put behind the fucking camera. So like, all these people that are pissing and moaning about they should have did this, fund your own film and studio and go make whatever fucking film you want. If not, shut up. It's that simple.
He's back.
Oh, I've never gone anywhere. But it's that simple. Like, if I could make whatever movie I wanted, if I had the money to do it, I would. But I don't. So I'm going to enjoy what I get as best as I possibly can. So if they continue the Monsterverse, great. If they don't, great. I got 4 awesome films to watch on a Saturday afternoon, evening, kick back, relax, and good to go. I'm happy with what we have. Beggars can't be choosers.
If we get something new, that's great. If we don't, it's not going to be the end of the world because you're not going to bring out something else outside. Live action wise, whether it's Monsterverse, Legendary, or Toho, somebody's going to bring something out. So it's not going to be the end of the world. But some fans think because if they don't continue the Monsterverse, that's the end of Godzilla.
Start a hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag, I don't give a shit. Hashtag, tough shit.
Now,
that's the Rich Iso cut.
Now, I understand that, with, things can be changed through social media. If enough people get behind it, then yeah, maybe, whatever.
But why though? Look at Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
The studio saw an opportunity to make money. Now, HBO paid X amount of dollars to get rights to put the movie on their platform. Made it one of the biggest releases to date on HBO Max as one of its first major events on HBO, like just to shoot off with their streaming platform. I think I paid for No, I got it with my cable. Sorry. Still, I would have paid for it. I would have gladly paid money to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League because there was so much hype built around it. Would have made sure of the fan base. Yes. So, but only because the studio said, hey, yeah, we have something here to make money.
Right.
If the studio saw there was no opportunity to make money, they wouldn't give shit what the fans are pissing and moaning about on Twitter. Yeah. That's simple.
Absolutely.
Cry me a river. That's what the studio said.
That's why I said earlier that I think the fans, and I'm not saying y'all that's watching, but I think some fans, I'm not trying to paint everybody with a broad brush. I think the fans.
The wine is not talking. Be quiet, everybody.
Leading up,
stuff that pisses me off.
Leading up to Godzilla vs. Kong, I think the fans were both the best and the worst thing because people just lost their minds.
Is that what they're putting fucking wine emojis?
Yeah, pretty much.
You bunch of bozos.
Samson said.
Who did it first?
Samson said, put a wine glass up for Rich to chug his bottle.
No, I'm not chugging.
And now you got like.
It's nothing to do with the wine.
And now we got like maybe 85,000 wine glass emojis in here. But as I said, I think
it's good wine. It's Cabernet.
Yeah, but I think the fans have been both a good thing and a bad thing because I was so looking forward to Godzilla vs. Kong. And, in my experience, wasn't that bad, but just seeing some comments on the internet, but then again, it's the internet, so it shouldn't really be too surprising. But I was more so under the philosophy that, let's just be happy that the film is coming out. If it sucks, it sucks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because in my opinion, so many things that could have happened that could have made this film not come out. When COVID happened, they could have shut the whole thing down. They could have pushed it back, or they could have, still be going through production or something like that. A lot of things could have happened that would have made the film not come out when it did this year, but it did. But I do appreciate that the fans are passionate about the Monsterverse and that film in particular, but some of the comments I saw online was really head scratching. But the banter back and forth between Team Godzilla and Team Kong, that's fine because we all know what's up, and that was just fun. I'm talking about like the real psychotic fans that were like, if this film doesn't come out, I'm gonna boycott it, not gonna see it. If Kong wins, I'm gonna walk out of the movie theater.
Go start a hashtag.
So it was, it was what it was. But like I said, if it ends, if that was in fact the end of the Monsterverse, then I say we got 4 great films. It's an awesome era. And in my opinion, for me personally, if you're dissecting the eras from Showa, Heisei, Millennium, and Monsterverse would be my 3rd favorite. Yes, I would view it higher than the Millennium films, the classic Toho films, because I have more fun with the Monsterverse than I do the Millennium films as a whole. So let me ask you a few rapid fire questions. And you know what? Everybody in the chat, you can hear me. If you have any questions for myself, for beautiful Sandra, for Rich, please pop out in the comment section, and I will get to them later on if y'all do have any questions for us. But in your opinion, what?
Nothing. Nothing.
You don't like questions?
No, I like questions. Just ask me questions. Just ask me questions. It's nothing to do with it. It's a stupid comment.
What?
I can't. Just.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. In your opinion, and of course, everybody in the chat, you can answer this question too. Of course, we have documented our favorite Monsterverse films, our least favorite, whatever. But in your opinion, what was your favorite redesigned monster that they brought back in the Monsterverse? Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, or King Kong? What was your favorite? I'll go first. King Ghidorah. Hands down. I love that King Ghidorah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the King Ghidorah from 2014, but I also love Godzilla.
Which one? 2014, 2019? Which one?
I started liking him in 2014, but 2019, like we was talking about yesterday, the mannerisms, his body movement. Like I told you, it's like one time he came up, he was walking like Denzel Washington, maybe like an American gangster. So he was ready to come, to whoop that ass. Whoop that ass. So yeah, I like the 2019.
Rodan.
What's your favorite moment from the Monsterverse? What's the one scene that sticks out the most to you that that you mark out for?
I'm gonna tell you, I'll go on that one.
Yeah.
In the movie 2019, when Godzilla came and he shot all the beams from his dorsal plate went everywhere, that was just amazing.
No, that was Shin Godzilla.
I mean, no, that wasn't.
Oh, you mean when he shot up in the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was amazing. That was beautiful.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wait, which part? From the...
Remember when they brought him back when they nuked the nuke?
Oh, when he came out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful scene. With the music and everything. What I loved about that scene is after Godzilla looked at the puny humans on the submarine, and you can hear a Fukabe's theme ever so subtly on some flutes. I believe it was flutes. It was beautiful. So, all right. So, favorite scene that you mark out from in the Monsterverse. I want to probably say this scene when he went fucking nuclear.
Oh, the burning.
Yeah, burning, because just the music and the chanting with Bear McCreary, was that the direct composer? Sorry.
Yes.
His music, just that chanting, Godzilla just coming in like this, and basically he was doing the nuclear pulse that we saw in the Heisei films. When Ghidorah's wrapped around him, when Biolante's got her vines wrapped around him, he was nuclear pulsing. The music, seeing Mothra come out of his, I can't pronounce shit. Hora, his energy, basically. I thought that was great. Seeing Ghidorah just kind of walk backwards, oh shit, we're about to get our ass kicked. When did he get this power from? He pulled his magic trick out of his ass. So I thought this part. I also wish, and if I was, in charge of marketing, they should not have shown that in the trailer.
Absolutely.
The trailer, the first trailer they showed for that movie, July of 2018, was perfect. Like they showed enough. They shouldn't. I wish they did not show him burning in the damn trailer because this would have been a big oh shit moment.
Yes.
If they didn't show that in the trailer, and you see it the first time, like holy shit, we would have all marked out. I would say even more like holy shit, he's going burning Godzilla. Like that would have been a cool little touch, nostalgia, paying homage to '95. But anyway, just like they shouldn't have showed Hulk in Ragnarok trailer.
Yeah. Let's see. I asked this question before, and my original answer was when Godzilla first appears in 2014 at the airport, when they pan up slowly and he just,
yeah.
I have to tell you, even when we watched the movie, even Sandra was like, I have to tell you the story. Mind you, we went and saw 2014, right? First Godzilla film that we've seen in theaters since Godzilla 2000. And that was horrible because at the time I was in college and only 4 people was in the theater. So me and Sandra go watch 2014. We go to see 2014. We were so hyped for it. I'm very hyped, whatever. Wife looking all good, got the dress on, got the heels on, or whatever. When Godzilla is even hinted or whatever, it's like I do this to her knee because I'm so happy. I'm anticipating. And it got to the point where she almost slapped me. And it was like, you don't start hitting my neck. Look, I know you're excited. I know you've been waiting for this film for a long time, but I know we're married. You're the love of my life. But I will deck you and punch your teeth out and make a necklace out of it if you hit my knee one more damn time. But I have to say, even that moment when Godzilla first appears, that scene is just beautiful. The tsunami, you see bits and pieces of them. The Mutos attacking the airport. You see this aircraft worker that guys are planes, whatever. He's hiding underneath one of the planes, and then you see a rush of water come behind him. He's like, "Oh, God's about to show up!" And then they pan up, and he screams to the camera. No lie, when that happened, and Godzilla goes, Sandra was like, "That's what the fuck I'm talking about." But that was my favorite moment for a while. But I know I've been bashing kind of mildly GVK a little bit. But when Kong climbs out of the hole in Hong Kong, and he roars at Godzilla,
it's like he said, "Yo, what's up, bitch? I'm back."
I'm gonna do it. And he roars. He's like, "Ugh!" And Godzilla's like walking away, he's like, and then he goes like, "Ugh!"
Fuck you, what? What are you doing here?
He's like,
"Oh, we're gonna throw down."
He's like, "Oh, you came back, did you? All right, let's go. I'm whacking my tail. Let's go. Let's get it on. Let's go." I was like, when I saw that, I was like, take him to church.
Yeah.
That was my favorite moment. That
was awesome.
That's my favorite moment from the Monsterverse. Right there. Oh God.
See, now you make me think about that, and we talked about the Hong Kong fight. My God, it was awesome, especially the last minute of the fight. Even though how it turned out, like Kong went down swinging, but when he threw that fucking crane in front of Godzilla to throw him off, and he jumps on him, and he's like, boom, grabs him behind the neck, trying to choke him out and everything.
Yeah, because
so badass.
Because that's one thing I will say about the marketing. They kind of show too much in the trailers.
I actually stayed away from most of the trailers, except the first one.
Unfortunately, I didn't. Because basically, they covered almost like 80% of the fight in the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they screwed up. Obviously, we said we knew about Mechagodzilla like over 2 years ago when there was that New York toy show or whatever it was where they had the figure there. I'm like, what a way to ruin the surprise.
Yeah. But it's like at that moment when he jumps off the building, he throws the crane, distracts Godzilla, he jumps off the building, and he basically body checks Godzilla into that building. I was like, me and Sandra were like, look at
the comment. I do kaiju. We just watched that.
Yeah. And it's like at that moment, because mind you, when Sandra and I were watching Godzilla vs. Kong, of course I'm Team Kong, she's Team Godzilla, and we're like on separate sides of the room. Yeah, we didn't plan it that way, it kind of like just happened that way. So when Kong body checks Godzilla into the building, I'm like, yeah, we in there. And then Godzilla bites him and flips him over, and and then
Snapmare.
chucks him into a building, and then Godzilla's like, and then he's on fours like,
Yo,
and then he's like scratching and
that
clawing,
shit hurt.
and I was like, no, no, and Sandra's like this. It's all over but the shouting, and then Godzilla puts his foot on Kong's chest. I'm like, you got life in you. You got life in you. Then Godzilla's like, you
Well,
know
Kong
what?
punched him
He
again.
punched
like,
him.
Fuck you.
And like Kong still was trying to fight Kong, but he didn't have it anymore. And Godzilla was like, submit!
All I heard was Loki from Avengers. Kneel! You know.
And then Kong's like,
bend the knee.
and Kong's like, and Kong's like, all right,
You
all
got
right, okay,
You got that
you got me, okay, okay, you got me.
He's been drinking something that I haven't seen.
The balls, man.
Oh, the balls! The huevos!
The balls.
Fresh huevos.
And then Godzilla just lifts up, and then he just like, all right,
But tell me that was not an amazing moment.
I'm
It
done.
was.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fucking awesome.
And then Kong just gets up like this.
Still felt bad.
Kong's like,
He may have been able to get up if it wasn't for that shitty built building that crumbled under his
I'm like,
right arm.
I'm like, Kong, it's over. Just let it go.
But he got
And
up. He was
then-
trying to get up.
And then my mind automatically went, because I've been
Satan told me so.
I've been very vocal about Kong for God knows how long. I'm like, I am gonna get raped over the coals on social media. They're
That's
gonna
why
come
I say
for me.
Godzilla is the king of the monsters.
Oh God. So
Kong might be king of.
He's the
There's
king of the
islands
jungle.
for
He's the
Hollow
king of
Earth,
the jungle, but Godzilla's the king of the monsters.
but then it's like it didn't stop there. 'Cause even though Godzilla beat Kong definitively twice. Then you find out the dude is dying. He's going into cardiac arrest. Like, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I was like,
You didn't have to do that.
he's a dick.
Oh my God.
Dickzilla. That doesn't sound appropriate.
But Kong is a better person than me. Because after they revive, if I was Kong after they revived me, and Gita's like, Godzilla is not an enemy, I would have been like, wait a minute. So you expect me to help the guy that just whooped my ass?
He let you
The
live.
face
He let you
Kong
live.
made like shit.
No, you're not going all that. You want to do that?
But he let you live.
But
You owed him something.
but imagine how Kong feels. But
I'm
imagine,
gonna help this motherfucker now.
but imagine how Kong
He
feels.
hit me.
Before he got knocked out, there was one Godzilla. When he wakes up, there's two of them, and one of them was metal. I bet you Kong was like,
It's a fucking nightmare.
what? You want me to, you know?
Yeah, now that Mega Godzilla, he was bad.
Mm.
He put that ass down for a while, boy.
Yo, the way he was throwing, we talked about this earlier, the way he was throwing Godzilla to those buildings. Boom. Boom.
Yeah,
Fuck you off his chairs. Boom.
Yeah.
Yes,
Godzilla didn't get one hit in.
not one.
Even when they blasted both atomic rays, Godzilla lost on that little bout.
It got to the point, Godzilla got beat so bad, I forgot what team I was on. I was like,
Yeah.
Godzilla, get up! You get up! And then Kong comes in, and then he does his thing, and then, you know.
Kong should have just sat on top of the building, left. Ha, karma's a bitch. Deuces.
That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. I would have sat there and like, don't feel so good getting your ass kicked, does it? You know? But I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy the monster scenes from GVK. And I love that even though Mechagodzilla, I call him Monster Zero Mechagodzilla. Maybe, you know, you can say he was shoehorned. He was there to give Godzilla and Kong somebody to fight. But I like in the film, all monsters had that time to shine. Godzilla beat Kong, Mechagodzilla had Godzilla beat, and Kong ended up beating Mechagodzilla.
Kong got the W.
Yeah, but I knew going in that Kong was not going to do a full sweep, just like I knew Godzilla was not going to full sweep. One of them had to lose. And it was nice to see that, you know, Kong lost, you know, Godzilla won, exerted his dominance. It was nice to see Mechagodzilla exert his dominance over Godzilla. And it was nice to see Kong beat the monster that had the monster that beat him beat, if that makes any sense.
Yep. So like I said earlier this morning, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. So this has been real fun, So as a whole, I think we can all agree that we enjoy the Monsterverse. They're fun films. If they continue to fun, like I said, if they don't, then so be it. But I think for us like X-Plus goes, when it comes to collectibles, they have done a great job with what they have done thus far with the Gigantics, the 25 centimeter 2019 Godzilla, the Kong stuff, the Devil Real stuff. I don't know what else they're gonna do. I hope they do a gigantic Kong at some point. That would be nice, or a gigantic Mecha Godzilla 2021. Even though it's not my favorite Mecha Godzilla, but I do love the performance of that Mecha Godzilla.
Terminator Mecha Godzilla.
Terminator Mecha Godzilla, Robo Godzilla, as I call him, and y'all can have this if you want. Since he is possessed by Ghidorah, I call him Monster Zero Mecha Godzilla. Ooh, I think that sounds so cool to me, but hey, that's just me.
For some reason, I hear Arnold Schwarzenegger in my head going, "He's an Apex Predator Model 101 Mecha Godzilla."
He has a Toma.
It's not a Toma!
It's got Toma.
Put that Mecha Godzilla down!
Get to the chopper.
We just watched Terminator Dark Fate this morning.
Yeah, we watched Terminator Dark Fate. Not that bad.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I enjoy it.
So, but yeah, X-Plus has done a great job with the X-Plus, with the stuff from the Monsterverse. I mean, I'm sure they'll try and milk it as much as they can, like they did with Shin Godzilla, because they produce so much Shin Godzilla content, at least products, since the movie came out. That movie came out 5 years ago. So I don't see the Monsterverse training stopping anytime soon. Even though I know a lot of people are kind of like wondering what's going on with X-Plus, why we haven't really seen like any new stuff just yet. But I do believe that the GVK stuff is coming. I mean, how could it not, right? I mean, I think
mucho dinero for anybody producing merchandise for any franchise.
Plus, everybody in their mom is producing GVK stuff right now. So I don't see X-Plus looking at all that and see all the money being made from the GVK stuff from other companies and saying, you know what, we don't want that type of money either. Because as soon as they announce a gigantic Kong, a 25 centimeter Mothra 2019, or maybe a King Geach 2019, people are going to buy it. Yep. People are going to be there. Yep. So, but like I mentioned earlier, all these figures, the gigantic 2019s are amazing. They're so diverse. Burning, Intimidation Display, Ancient Alpha Predator. They're all awesome in their own individual way. And if you got this figure, or if you got all three of them, you got yourself a good grab right there. Even the ones that's coming out, like I said, with Omega Beast, the one from Prime One Studios with the awesome light up. There's so many great stuff coming out, because this, in my opinion, this is a great looking Godzilla. I mean, I like the 2014, but I think they improved upon it. Light years better with the 2019 with the dorsal plates, the 54 dorsal plates, and I think the top ones are like the 2000 dorsal plates.
You would have never known in 2014 so many Godzilla fans had foot fetish. Yes,
and you know what? It's funny you mentioned that, because I don't particularly like that Godzilla.
He got elephant feet.
I don't particularly like that figure, but I mean, like that designer Godzilla with those. I like the feet on that Godzilla. Yeah. But I hardly even think about it, because when you watch the film, you don't really see his feet all that often. Only when somebody
I thought the film should have just been his feet. We'll be watching him step and kick, and that's it.
But only when people bring it up to me, I'm like, yeah, his feet do kind of look disproportionate to the rest of his body. So, but all in all, this has been a fun discussion.
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet?
No, I got some questions of my own.
You have some questions of your
Unless
own?
you want to be done.
No.
But you finish up what you were going to say first.
Yeah, okay. So, but this has been fun. This is something that I've been wanting to do with Rich for a long time. When he announced he was going to get yours, I was like, look, we got to make a way that way we can, do a comparison. Because at first we were going to do it remotely. Yeah. I was going to do it at my house, whatever. But then when turn of events kind of like unraveled, and we decided, Sandra and I, to take a road trip. Like, you know what? We're gonna bring our Gigantics. It wasn't easy packing them in a sports car. Let me tell you.
I'm like, how did you get all this in there?
It wasn't easy, and plus we didn't want to take off the tails because that would have been like a 14-hour process to reattach all that crap. So they sat in the back seat.
Did we put the tail on one of them?
Barely, yeah, because it was barely.
That was fun. That was like a bonding, moment.
So
we were both pushing together.
Yeah. So we had those in the back.
Pushing real good.
So we had those in the back seat, and of course I had to cover them up with my work jacket and my work stuff, just to, 'cause I try to have people look into my car and see monsters in the back seat, But it was fun. They were great traveling buddies. They really didn't talk that much. They don't really need to be fed or watered. So it was fun. Yeah. Every now and then I would look in the back seat and I would see, our 2019s, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have got the standard. But at the same time, I'm happy that I just got the blue rig, because I can admire Sandra's from afar, or at least in our bedroom. So
yeah, because that one is in the bedroom.
That's in the bedroom. That's in the bedroom.
Along with my GMK.
Yeah, the GMK. And she loves it. I'm glad that Sandra has taken to this hobby. She has. That's another thing that I would tell all the people out there. If you have spouses that really are not into it, whatever, show them a movie. Because Sandra, she was a fan before we met, right? But when she found out I was a collector, she dove into this hobby with me. Now, she doesn't get every single thing. She has specific taste on what she wants to add to her collection. But she participates with me and she supports me. And so that's why I always talk about her. She's the fan on my YouTube channel. She's everything. So I just hope and pray that all the spouses of the Godzilla fans out there try to come around on it. You may like it, whatever. Maybe if you're a Godzilla fan and you have a spouse that's not too keen on it, why don't you show them a good Godzilla movie to get them into it? Recommend GMK maybe, or maybe the Monsterverse 2019, something like that. Try it. And because the one thing I've always said, the one thing better being a kaiju collector or a kaiju fan is being married to one. So that's all I got to say about that. What's your questions, man?
Couple things. So I got, we'll be quick. What do you got coming collectibles wise? What do we got coming up content wise? I think that's all I have. So what's on the way for you? What do you have either pre-ordered, purchase, down the road, pipeline, or what's not?
I have a few things coming. I am getting Rodan 2019. I'm getting Martha 92. Double dipping on the Death Row Biolante. I'm getting the standard. Sandra's getting the rig. I do got the new 54 coming, and I do have the Spiral Studios King Ghidorah coming.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. So those are what's on in my immediate future right now. After that, there's not really much going on after that. So once again, I'm at a point where I need to be really mindful of the space that I have, or in this case, the space that I don't have. And I don't want my collection to bleed over into other rooms in my house. Because I'm at a point right now, yes, I still do reviews on my channel. I'm still part of the great crew of Collect All Monsters. But I'm at a point in my collecting journey, kind of like where you were, or still am, I guess, that I need to be real selective with what I want to get.
Need to or want to? Big difference.
That's the thing. I'm at a point where, yes, it could be easy for me to want this or want that. Like, prime example, and we talked about this earlier over dinner, when the Prime One Studio stuff was announced, and we were covering it on Collect All Monsters. Now, mind you, I found out about the Prime One stuff before that episode, not the most recent one with the Ultraman stuff, but the one prior. And we were talking about the Prime One stuff, at least I did in my segment, I think. Now, mind you, I didn't let Sandra know anything about the Prime One stuff because in my mind, I wasn't going to get it. I'm still not going to get it. I don't really want it, quite frankly, even though it's a great piece. I'm talking about the big diorama from Godzilla vs. Kong from Prime One with the city landscape, Kong's charge up axe, the light up on Godzilla, whatever, the $6,000 thing. But when we were covering it and Sandra was watching the show, she actually texted me during the show. And because I said during the show, I was like, no, I'm not going to get it. I don't want it. But to her credit, that's why I love this woman to death. She texted me and said, "Babe, if you want this, you know, we can make arrangements for, you know, you can have it as a Christmas gift when it comes out, whenever." And again, that almost made me cry on camera because I've been crying, and then, you know, David and Kyle and everybody was like, "Why are you crying?" I don't know, just don't worry about me. But I'm at a point where, like you said, if it doesn't wow me, or if is it too expensive for my blood, or if it's too much that I want to spend on that particular item, I'm just not going to get it. And that makes me appreciate the stuff that I already have even more. I got lots of great stuff in my collection. I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I work real hard to
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, I work hard to accumulate the stuff that I have. So, and I know everybody is all about what's next. What's next? So, what's the next big thing that's coming out? You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. But for me, you know, I don't want to be a collector. And with all due respect to people that maybe are currently doing this, but I don't want to be that collector that buys stuff for the sake of buying stuff. And I don't want to buy stuff where it's cluttered, put on top of other stuff. I don't want to have like a shelving unit in front of another shelf, and you have so much stuff that you can't decipher what is what anymore, and you don't know when did you buy this particular piece, you know, whatever. All the pieces in my collection have a purpose, and when they lose their purpose, or if it gets to the point where I don't know if I need to buy it or not, that's a sign that I need to slow down and cut back and focus on what I really love and what I really want. So that's where I am right now.
Yep. Leslie, sorry, Sandra, you just spoke.
Well, like I said, I've got that one deck reel coming, the Rick version, and then the only other, the Mark singing thing. He's making me a custom GMK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of a kind.
Yes, so one of a kind
That's
GMK.
awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm just on my internal search for a Passion Boy. I want that piece. I'm looking everywhere for a Passion Boy. So if anybody's got one and they want to give it up, PM me. But yeah, I also told Rick, really, to be honest with you, if X-Plus came out with a bigger scale Passion Boy, I really think there's a lot of people who would like a Passion Boy. And I think people, you know, people would buy it, you know?
Yep.
Get a 25 centimeter Passion Boy or a 30 centimeter Passion Boy.
It would fit good in that line that they teased when that humanoid line. I forget the exact name of it off the top of my head right now, but it was Dr. Serizawa, Tongo. You know, I think it was a 10 centimeter line with human characters.
Right.
It would be perfect for that.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I wish that, you know, that would be something great, because I think that's something that a lot of people like to add to the collection. Just that something different piece, but it's part of Godzilla, but it's just a different piece, just like, you know, different colors of the Godzilla. That's just a unique thing that would be a great piece addition to a lot of people.
John Rubbers in the chat, and guess what? He has a Passion Boy.
Yeah, I know he does.
Hide your Passion Boy, John.
That's right, because I'm going to see you in a few days, buddy.
It's the Rick Extra from the '62.
I think he does have that.
Yeah, he has a big Passion Boy.
Like, I'm curious though. Like, did it come like the Iwakura recast? They did a lot of different stuff, unique stuff. I don't know if they did a Passion. I don't think they did. I know, you know, there's all kinds of different little knickknacks from or not recast, but cast through Iwakura, if I'm pronouncing it right. I butcher all kinds of names.
Actually, it's John's fault anyway, because see, I saw the Passion
Go,
Boy.
John.
Yeah, I saw the Passion Boy. Then John showed his Passion Boy. I was like, I gotta have one now, because I had already seen it, and then he showed me he got it. He'd been working on trying to get one for forever, so now I got to have it. So
if you could bring it when you meet us on
Sunday. Do that so I can take a picture.
Maybe
I'm not gonna take it.
I'm not gonna take it.
We're not gonna take it.
Yeah.
Oh, it just fell in my purse. I don't know how it got
We're not
there.
gonna take it from you. You can believe me with this face.
Yeah,
We're not gonna take it from you.
I would like to see it though. I really would like to see it though. Really.
Waiter took it.
Yeah, but I really want a Passion Boy. So that's but like I said, if X-Plus would do one, just a Passion Boy, I really think that many people would get that to add it to their collection.
Yeah, Because as far as I know, like we said, the only one that I know that I've seen
Is with the
original
62.
62.
Yep.
Wherever the hell I have it
Yep.
over here. Well, I don't have the Passion book, the 62.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah. So
You know what? Before we go, because I want to at least close the stream out by 10 o'clock. Got 17 minutes. And I'm known for rapid fire questions where I make you choose between two things that's kind of hard. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I want to ask y'all, you know, if you want to answer, you can. If not, don't worry about it. If you want to answer in the chat, go for it, okay? All right. We're ready for some rapid fire tough stuff. It's like choosing your favorite child, but that's what I do because I'm an evil son of a bitch. So this is what we're going to do.
I'm glad I don't have any children.
Rapid fire questions. Rapid fire questions. All right? Here we go.
Who's getting asked? The audience or us?
All of y'all.
Oh, shit.
All of y'all. All right. In your opinion.
Famous titties for 500.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Best film. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 1974 or Terror of Mechagodzilla?
Terror.
Yep.
Terror?
Yep.
All right. Better suit. 1962 or 1964?
64.
64. I couldn't say anything else anyway. Yeah, I would
You had a choice. You just get up and hit it with his hair.
Yeah.
Chair shot.
I just like was here that always forever.
Better Heisei film. Biollante or Destroyer?
Biollante.
Damn, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Biollante.
Story wise.
Yeah.
I'm
Damn.
actually saying that by
That's you're playing dirty.
That's how I do. That's how I do. All right. Better film. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster or GMK?
Shit. Pass.
No, damn it.
Dude.
You gotta pick one.
Ghidorah.
Better. Ghidorah? You going with that?
That's my second favorite Godzilla film.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
64, double tap. Boom, boom.
All right. No problem. Better film. Frankenstein Conquers the World or War of the Gargantuans?
Oh, shit. That's.
War of the Gargantuans.
Baby! That's my baby right there.
Frankenstein Conquers the World.
What?
Came first anyway, so.
What?
Frankenstein conquers the world!
Billy!
You better agree with me downstairs. I'll go down there and put my foot up his wooden splintered ass.
Better Toho King Kong film. King Kong versus Godzilla or King Kong Escapes?
Oh. King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Kong! King Kong!
It's Kong!
Oh. No offense to
Yeah, all that
Linda
that whining
Miller.
voice.
I almost said
oh,
Linda
Jesus.
Hamilton, but she's Sarah Connor.
Better show a villain. King Ghidorah 1964 or Mechagodzilla 1974?
Ghidorah.
Mechagodzilla.
Dun dun dun! You hear that?
You didn't answer those questions.
I didn't answer those questions?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's see what I asked. Oh, okay. I can remember.
No, you don't have to. I'm kidding.
No, I
The
answered.
most recent one, though.
Better villain, who I like more,
Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah. Better film between Frankenstein, Conquers the World, and War of the Gargantuas. War of the Gargantuas. Favorite King Kong Toho film, King Kong Escapes.
Oh, shit.
Better film between Biollante and Destroyer, in my opinion, Biollante. Favorite suit or better suit between 64 and 62.
64.
61.
Okay, all right.
There's no 61.
Better Mechagodzilla film,
Yeah.
74, 75. I'm going with 74. I go back 'cause I love Terror of Mechagodzilla.
That's a great.
I love Terror of Mechagodzilla. Oh my God, I feel so bad. Okay. I gotta ask this question because I normally ask this anyway to everybody. In your opinion, what is the most overrated Godzilla film? The one film that gets so much hype, but you don't get it. You don't understand.
Go ahead.
That's another question that overhype. I mean,
Can I tell you mine?
yeah,
Please
please.
kind of like set the stage. And David, I know if you're watching, I'm so sorry. But it's still the same. And I like it, but I don't look at it as like one of the greatest, at least the greatest. A lot of folks tend to say that it is. Destroy all monsters. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
It's like the Avengers.
So you don't get it either? So,
No, I mean, I get it. You know, it's a, you know, obviously.
No, I'm saying get the hype behind Destroy All Monsters.
No, I do. I get the hype. Absolutely. You know, they're bringing everybody that's, you know, all the monsters together for the first time. It's like the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Before the Avengers. Or at least cinematic universe Avengers. But I don't know. I couldn't. That's a what movie is overrated, is what you're saying.
Yeah, or at least the one, at least in your opinion, like what's the one film that gets talked about or held on this pedestal so high and loved by a lot of people, but you're the one guy that says, I don't really see what y'all see.
You already know what mine is.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry, John.
I love you, John. I love you, John. But I am not a Shin Godzilla movie fan. Now, I like that figure, but in the movie, no. I just couldn't.
Am I reading this right?
That's just me, but no, I'm not.
Hey, man.
The Shin.
Godzilla Man 2000 said Monsterverse Godzilla, he thinks it's most overrated.
Who?
Godzilla Man 10,000.
I can't hear you. Coming staticky.
Godzilla Man.
You must have bad service.
He says.
Clearly got bad service.
He
says Godzilla Man 2000. He said Monsterverse Godzilla is the most overrated. He said don't hurt me. Is there a way we can cut him from the stream?
I can't hear anything he's saying.
Oh, and you know what John said? John said, Sandra, oh no!
He knows that we've had this conversation a bunch of times before. I got mad respect for John, and I respect that he likes Shin, and he loves Shin, you know?
Some of the comments are saying, Wonder This World 97 said, I struggle with Destroyer. He cannot get into it. John Ruffin says Shin is everything. Sandra. Let's see, who else? Gojira 51. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
That
Godzilla vs. Mothra 92. He finds finds the most overrated.
That movie gets hype.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know who. I think Kaiju Queen is Jessica.
Yeah.
Guess what she said is the most overrated film? Sorry, Sandra.
Okay, I don't feel.
so what you saying, GMK?
GMK.
Hater.
Just joking. Oh God! All right.
That's because you got loud people like me that when I get an opportunity to say GMK, you know,
Bam.
Yeah, bam. People, you know, it's like she's too loud. That's okay.
It's okay. We all like what we like.
That's right.
Saying? We all like what we like. Oh man. All right. I have a few more rapid fire questions. You know. All right. Better designed monster. All right. Better designed monster. Destroyer or Biollante?
I'm gonna go with Biollante.
Yeah, I like Biollante.
Creative direction, you know, Biollante. I mean, Destroyer was, and I don't even hate saying this.
Biolante's beautiful though. She's a gill.
Especially, I mean, both Biollante and Destroyer were new creations for the Heisei film. Destroyer was more or less a reimagined Bagon, however you pronounce it, monster that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, and everything that was surrounding what Godzilla versus Destroyer's early concept was. You know, because it was supposed to be Godzilla versus Bagon and Mothra or whatever. Or it was supposed to be Mothra versus Bagon. They took all the concept that was Bagon or Bagon. However, again, I don't fucking know. I even hate bringing that monster up because people like that was another thing. Hashtag give us Bagon. You know, that should be a thing or should have been a thing when years ago. But I thought Biollante was creative overall.
Better island movie. Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster or Son of Godzilla?
Son of Godzilla.
I already know what you're going to say. Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster because you can't stand minions. You can't stand. You don't like minions.
No, I don't.
She
It's
can't.
like a Pillsbury Dough thing. I'm sorry.
All right. How about this one? More fun Godzilla film. Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 or Monster Zero?
Oh shit. Godzilla King of Monsters, 2019. But then again, damn it, Monster Zero is awesome. The last,
because I'm sitting here thinking,
yo, that one scene where there's Godzilla, Rodan, and Ghidorah out in the field with the military in front of them. Fucking gorgeous scene. You know, I hate choosing. This is why I don't like doing top lists. I love them all, except Gino. Rotten hell.
Which one you choose?
I'm gonna go with Monster Zero.
Monster Zero. All right.
Kaiju Daisetsu.
You chose Monster Zero too, right?
No, he did.
I originally said Godzilla 2019, but like, there's so much fun. Both films. It's hard to like really. Don't ask me to choose. This is why I don't have children. I don't have to choose a favorite. So I choose none.
Well, okay. Well, for me, it is definitely Monster Zero. Even though 2019 is so fun.
It is.
It's so fun.
But I mean, Monster Zero having that fun. See, the fact that that's a hard decision for me to even think about. One film was made in 1965. The other was made in 2019. So I can't do the math in my head. I'm not math, you know. Obviously, I'm not math. I'm rich. How you doing? You know, but like 2 films that far separated.
Yeah.
Still, one that long ago could have that much fun factor. You know, bingo, 54 years. I was just testing to see who could do it first. But that's the fun part. Doesn't matter the special effects. Doesn't matter the budget of the film. The fun factor. That's how I like to weigh things. And even then, I still can't make a decision.
And the last thing, because we're running on, a few more minutes left before we get up out of here. Describe being a Godzilla fan and or collector in one word.
Chaotic.
Passion.
For me,
One word.
fun. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it.
No, hold on, I got a few things. Because I didn't get to say what I was getting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, which is not much. But I want to go real. There's no time limit here.
Yeah, go for it.
But I want to talk. What's coming up content-wise for both our channels. So, as far as pre-orders go, or things that I have down the pipeline, I have the Death for Real Sarazawa. I did choose to go SAL shipping on that because I didn't feel like paying DHL shipping at the time. I had pre-ordered it through Hobby Search. So mine's still on a boat, hopefully afloat, on its way. Tracking hasn't updated since May 25th. Maybe I'm fucked, maybe I'm not. I don't know. I do have on pre-order the, what is it, 30 centimeter or 25 centimeter Mothra 92?
25.
I don't even know right now. Yeah. So I got that on pre-order, so that's coming. That's it for X-Plus. And then down the pipeline, I do have, as I mentioned, that's been in the works for about almost 5 years now, the Yuji Sakai 180th scale Kyoto Godzilla 1989.
Steve Sarajoli, what's up,
sir.
man?
So that will be a massive box day. I've been instructed not to do a box day video or a live unboxing. You just had a pure. There's going to be a video for sure, but it's going to be a big undertaking.
It's not going to be a box. It's going to be a freight crate.
It's going to be like a train probably dropping it off. But yeah, so that's what I got coming down the pipeline. So expect reviews for those items as they come in.
I mentioned the KLC 64.
Yes, so content-wise, what content do you have in the works for your channel? And or collectible monsters? I know you guys are very busy monthly with your shows and side projects in between, but what are you doing with your channel directly?
Directly, well, I cover collectible monsters first. Collectible monsters, our next episode is going down. I want to say,
isn't it Saturday?
Not
is it 25th?
No.
25th is Sunday.
No.
Never mind.
No, actually, we want to do an extension of our Ultraman episode on the 31st for maybe an hour or two. I think an hour. Because we really didn't go into a lot of stuff we wanted to go into episodic collectible wise with Ultraman on the show because we were trying to get done at a certain time because there was Ultraman Day. It was streaming Ultraman stuff and stuff was going down like directly after our episode. So we were really determined to get done at a certain time. But you know, you have passionate fans on the show like David and John that want to cover so much more than what they did. Because you can talk about Ultraman for hours. Right?
Yeah.
So, but they didn't really say a lot of stuff that they wanted to say. I mean, they said what they could, but we were trying to be we were trying to be very mindful of the time frame.
Yeah.
So Kyle wants to do like a cool down, just mini small episode, like an hour, where we cover the stuff that we really didn't cover. And since I'm like a novice when it comes to Ultraman, I'm kind of like going to be like the Steve Harvey of that, where I ask questions and stuff like that. And then our next episode of Collect Our Monsters, it should be the second weekend in August. I don't know what day that will be, but more likely it'll be the second weekend in August.
So 14th.
I gotta go back and watch the Ultraman episode. I was tied up here at home with stuff going on. But did you guys focus on the original Ultraman show or all things Ultraman?
It was mostly focused on Ultraman, the original show. Now, mind you, and I encourage everybody to go back and watch the episode because it is a fun episode. It was more so heavily focused on Ultraman. But with me being an Ultra 7 fan, I'm also an Ultra 7 fan. What's it look for?
What?
What's it look for? Your eyes been big like, you like Ultra 7? I saw that. What's that look for?
Nothing.
It is something. You didn't make that look for nothing.
I'll let you know right before we go off there.
Okay. So I'm an Ultra 7 fan.
Never seen it.
Oh, you never seen it?
No, I've only ever watched Ultraman.
Oh.
60. Hence why the only X-Plus figures I have are from that show.
Oh, okay. Well, Ultra 7 it's like Ultraman, but in a way it's kind of like a darker take on the story of Ultraman. Ultra 7 is just another different warrior. No different than the other ones that will follow. Ultraman Jack, Leo, Tiga, Dinah, Taro, Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce.
Yeah, there's Ultraman Beyonce out there too. Yeah. I'm just joking, dude. It's not Ultraman Beyonce.
Like, you know, I've heard a lot of different Ultraman shows, but all of a sudden I see Beyonce.
I mean, but there's like so many Ultra Warriors, like I said. Ultraman Jack, Ultraman Leo, Ultraman Taro, Ultraman 80, Ultraman Tiga, Dinah, Ultraman Justice, Ultraman, I think, Zero, Ultraman just, there's so many different Ultraman, like you can put anybody's name behind Ultraman. Ultraman Samson, Ultraman Brian, Ultraman Greg.
Samson, Brian, and Greg tonight on Ultraman.
Ultrawoman Sandra, you know, Ultraman Rich, you know, they ain't no Ultraman.
I'll be like Hobbit Man.
They ain't no Ultraman Leslie, because I was suck as an alien. But anyways, that show, our show, is more so heavily focused on Ultraman. Even though I do provide my take on Ultra 7 just a little bit. But like I said, Kyle and John specifically wanted to talk more about the collectibles that they have in pertaining to the Ultraman show and why they love Ultraman, because they grew up on it. So they got the nostalgia factor going in. But like I said, they didn't really get a chance to cover that in the episode. So that's going to be what the cool down episode is about. And then our next episode of Collect Our Monsters should be, like Sandra said, the 14th of August, 6 p.m. Eastern time to hopefully 8 p.m., a little bit after that Eastern time. Now, what's coming on my channel, that's the thing. I try to get as many videos out as I can. But between Collect Our Monsters, in fact, I do work a lot, and in fact, I want to spend time with my wife. I don't really put out as many videos as I would like to, but at the same time, I don't want to really oversaturate anything either. So I would say maybe the next thing I'm probably going to have on video is probably the new 54 Gigantic or the Spiral Studios King Ghidorah, whichever comes in first. And that's it for like content on my personal channel. But after we leave here in a couple of days, we are going to go down to see AJ Russo and the fine folks at Kaiju Live, and we might do like a live stream discussion about Hedra that day, because that day, just to let y'all know, the Saturday the 24th marks the 50th anniversary to the day of Godzilla vs. Hedra. So we might do a little something there. And then after that, we're going down to Philly to say hello to John Buffin. We might do a little something with him down there. So that's what I have like coming from me. So I have a few things coming down the pipeline. I don't know. Aside from the AJ and John thing, I don't know when I'll do my stuff. It'll come when I have the time to do it. But we got stuff coming, so just be on the lookout for that.
Nice. For myself, obviously, I need to do the KOC review. I only realized just today that I did the unboxing just about 2 months ago, so totally slacking here on my end. Tomorrow we're gonna do. Say this now while we still got some viewers. We're gonna do a 64 video.
Yes.
Live stream.
Yes, we can do it on my channel.
Live stream on Leslie's channel tomorrow on 64. All things 64, figures-wise, collecting, whichever, and anything conversation that comes up with that.
The main guys for discussion that we're going to compare is my M1 Giant 50 centimeter rubber kit, his KOC his KOC 40 centimeter resin kit, the X-Plus 30 centimeter Rick exclusive with the blue dorsal plates. Those three in particular, we're going to compare and find out which 64 is the best of the best. So
and I told you, I'm not good at this ranking shit. It's hard. It's like choosing a stepchild. Which one's the ugliest?
So that'll be going down on my channel sometime tomorrow. I'll let y'all know when that will be. I know it might be sometime, probably at the same time tomorrow evening, maybe something like that. But I'll definitely let you know when. But that will be fun because I'm a 64 fan. Rich is a 64 fan. So it'll be interesting to find out what we think is the best of the best. Yes.
So that's tomorrow. Eventually I'll have the Defo Real Sarazawa. I'll be doing that review. I'll have a Mothra 92 review. Eventually I'm going to do a collection video. Again, everything that you guys see behind me, it's kind of stale, boring. It's been the same shit that you've seen for the last 5 years. I really want to show off the Dorkseum downstairs. That's collection room number 2.
Yes.
Literally, so I'll save all those comments in my thoughts for when I go downstairs and we show off that. Because that's really going to be fun. Like, because I've always been talking about this stuff since 2013. Really, I never really put any like real focus and passion and heart into what's downstairs. So Sofubi and everything else that's in that room, because it's like it's a Dorkseum. That's what I have down the pipeline. I obviously, my content has been far and few between right now. I do have a lot going on and whatnot. Mostly I'm just lazy, so thank you for motivating me. I'm lazy, I get on the couch and the bag of Doritos appears. What am I going to do? But this is motivating. It's reinvigorating, if I can pronounce that right. I'm not a speech major. So that's what's coming down the pipeline. So we expect content from both of us. Very, very soon, whatever the hell that means.
We're on the train with you. We know what
yeah. So that's about it.
But before we go, let me just say this, and I said this in privately to Rich before we came up here to do this thing. I know I speak on behalf of my wife when I say this. We want to thank you so much for being you've been a national treasure. When we decided to make this trip up here,
like February.
Yeah, February. This has been months in the making. And it almost didn't happen because of things going on with me. But, we were able to work through it. We were able to find ways around it. And, talking to Sandra, and Sandra's like, look, we're going to see that man. We're going to see Rich, no matter what. And I can honestly say the way you have treated us, you have allowed us to come into your home. You have greeted us. You have fed us. You have provided the utmost hospitality.
Yes.
You have kept us laughing. You have kept us you have ingratiated us. You have gone above and beyond to make sure that our vacation has been the best, especially coming from a year that we've been locked in the house.
Yeah.
Pandemic going on. Bad relations amongst people.
That makes me feel so sentimental.
Oh my Lord. It's the balls, man. It's the balls.
Now I'll get off your lap. Unless you want some more balls.
I love it.
On that note, while Leslie slips into comatose, we'll see you tomorrow night, probably around the same time.
No, I'm good. No. Before you start, let me just say, seriously, that meant a lot, really.
Yeah,
But we have had a phenomenal time, and this guy has made it so awesome being here. You know, it took 11 hours to get here, but he was well worth the trip.
Yes, he was.
He was well worth the trip, and we're already making plans to come back up here at some point.
I'm coming down.
And
He's coming down to us.
Yes.
So you're gonna see him in the
Fresh Final Leslie Chambers.
Yes, you're gonna see us there. So it's just nice that, you know, we're started out as like a mutual, I guess, camaraderie amongst YouTubers has blossomed into a full-fledged friendship. And even without the Godzilla stuff, and we talked about this, you know, before, that even if we didn't talk about Godzilla, we were still coming no matter what. Because,
no matter what.
Because even though Godzilla brought us together, he's not the reason that we are staying together. We're staying together because he's a good friend.
Good.
He's a good guy, and we love him so much. We really do, and he is awesome, and we're gonna be there for him no matter what. And we thank you so much for being there for this special return of Fresh Final Live. I have not been on Fresh Final Live. We have not been on Fresh Final Live.
No.
It's something I've always wanted to do, and now I can say, you know what? I've been a part of the Kaiju Cast. I've done my thing on my show, Collect on Monsters. I can finally say one of my bucket list
that other
things to do.
show.
Yeah,
That other show.
One of my bucket list things to do.
It's like the Monday Night Wars. That's what's up.
One of my bucket list things to do was to get on Fresh Final Live, and I feel like I've made it. So thank you so much. Also, thank you for the shirts. Really appreciate the shirts. You know. So but we have enjoyed it, and, you know, and he's gonna finish off with this catchphrase because it's the show. But I'll finish it off with mine before he does his. We thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it, and we will see y'all again on the next figure and movie review. Yes.
And let me make sure I get this right. And remember, Leslie, put my balls in your mouth. Wait, no, that wasn't good, was it? What was it? You gotta help me say it. Remember, people, buy vinyl, fresh vinyl. Bam! That's what's up. I gotta hit end now, so you get to watch that.